3 weeks later? Only 3 weeks? This is supposed to be a lifelong quest for revenge. He should have been stewing in his misery.
They put me in the hyperbolic time chamber. 1,000 years of wishing to get revenge and also vengeance.
I want revenge and vengeance, both so bad I can't afford to use separate words.
How is it, Ryder?
So far, so good. I've got a clean visual.
A direct feed to your optic now. Yes, I should hope so, huh? I mean, how does it feel? To fly like a bird?
Like a bird strapped to a remote control rocket.
Ryan, you had a weird childhood.
Get you in safely, Tovarich. Just relax and enjoy the ride.
Just because Buzz Lightyear and Woody did it doesn't mean...
You hear me, Ryder?
Doctor.
Oh, this guy's cool, so I think you will also like this character.
Doctor.
Yep.
From your foes, and two.
He also has a giant head.
I got it.
Yes.
Look how big, look at his head.
Well, that's because... Yeah, that's just because he tailors his shirts too small on the shoulder.
Also, he has a bolo tie, so you know he's cool.
I was planning on that anyway.
Oh, and their left hands, if you please.
Excuse me?
Is a fetish. No big deal.
Combat data stored on holographic memory.
My hand
typically
collection.
Located in the left hand. That data is
This
very
one is my
valuable.
favorite.
I am authorized to offer you upgrades and services in exchange.
I love pointing with hands that are not my own.
How generous.
Ich liebe Kapitalismus. Had the world come down a few years earlier,
Look at all my
I would have
hands.
Nobel
Not
Prize
enough.
on my
More
shoulder.
hands I need.
I see land.
There's one whole row on the shelf. No hands. Cannot have this.
No activity at the airbase. Except we don't need to worry about interceptors.
Great. Then we have time for a quick briefing.
I know you miss me, Kev, but I've been all over the materials.
That's what you said before Montenegro. Look, just humor me, buddy. Objectives, of course, are enter Abkhazia, neutralize the terrorists, and restore the rightful government, or what's left of it anyway. The president and most of the cabinet have been killed, and a military junta's been established. The terrorists brain-jacked all the high-ranking officers, and their cyborgs scattered the rank and file. The few leaders who have survived have no way
Sounds
of
gross
openly
being
opposing the
brain-jacked.
regime. That's
Yeah, that's no good.
Andrei Dolzaev, leader of the occupation forces.
Sometimes my brain doesn't even have room for me. I mean, I don't like it in here. You're not gonna like it in here either. I'm used to it.
And his arms supplier, none other than Desperado Enforcement, LLC.
Imani's killers.
If we don't stop them here, they could destabilize the entire region. But our more immediate problem is Jetstream Central. You've met.
That's his name.
The only problem I see is that
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
He won't be an issue.
He may not even be in country, but keep an eye out just in...
Oh, sorry.
Ready for insertion.
It's like Yosemite's younger brother learned to fly jets. Or became a meteorologist, I don't know.
You know, you're awfully close. You could just drop me off. You don't have to shoot.
Whoa!
You don't have to shoot me out. You shot me too close. I'm going to that building.
Well, he did say to prepare for insertion.
This operation's a failure.
Insert through the concrete.
I'm all wet. This is the worst.
Oh, come on. He's clearly Simonized. There's a lot of turtle wax in their budget.
Couldn't afford another eyeball.
Ryder, you landed safely, huh?
Nope, I'm dead.
Waypoint is marked on your Soliton radar. Contact us on Codec if you have questions.
So if you're one of those people that was really upset by the lack of like any codec messages in Metal Gear Solid 4, you will love this game because there are like 800 of them.
And I bet they're great!
Let's give Boris a call for the hell of it.
Control, it's Raiden. I'm on the ground.
Copy, Ryder. Glad to hear it.
We just chatted about it a second ago, but I'm glad for the
With
update.
stealth camo. Or octo camo, obviously, since that would be useless in midair.
And we wouldn't want to get your pricey new jet damaged, now would we?
Duh. The
Also,
MQ-133C was
Ryan's
not cheap,
a little bit more of an asshole now,
Keep alert. According
but
to
it
intel,
still
you could
really
find
seems like he's just trying to be
significant
cool.
cyborg deployment here. you were to be cornered by an entire squad, it might get difficult, even for
Yeah,
you.
doubtful.
Understood. Some fighting. will
I
be
cut a ray in
necessary.
half with my old crappy
I've got
body. Come on.
electrolytes to replenish.
This is not an infiltration mission. There is no need to hide or avoid combat outright, huh? Just do not get reckless. Stay safe and stay focused on your mission.
I bet, like, Powerade was just killing themselves for not getting a sponsorship in this.
So we have a new bar.
Non-branded electrolytes.
Below that health bar. That's the electrolyte bar. So when it's full and blue, when you go into blade mode, you automatically get slow motion, cut dudes in half. When it's not full, it's yellow, and going to blade mode won't give you that slow motion.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. However, there is a way... Well, like in the first video, you saw I was getting slow motion from certain attacks.
Uh-huh.
That slow motion is better than the normal slow motion you get when your bar is full. The slow motion you get there, it slows time down by 50%. If you
There
do an
are
attack...
tiers of slow motion, you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this list looks important.
Yeah, in the start menu, there's a menu that just says, help! That's the move list. It probably should have been called move list, because there's lots of people confused. Where's the move list? It's the help button. Yeah, but if you do one of those attacks that slows down time is slowed down by 90% instead of just 50.
Ah.
So here's how the basic combos in the game work. You've already seen that we have that 4-hit strong combo, the one where you can extend the length of the final kick by rapidly tapping the button. Well, there are also combos you get by alternating between strong and light attacks. All of these basic combos begin with at least one strong attack, then you alternate to a light attack and then back to a strong attack for a finishing move. You can do this anywhere within the first 3 hits of the 4-hit strong combo, so you can either have strong, light, strong, 2 strongs, a light, and a strong, or 3 strongs, a light, and a strong. Lots of stuff to cut in the game, like this bridge. Cut the supports, falls apart.
Yeah, you're supposed to be rebuilding this country.
Well, I gotta practice. Gotta practice on something. Well, I mean, you could cut the rock in half, but the game doesn't want you to. The other attacks I haven't shown off yet. You got midair, it's 5 hits, or if you're midair and do a heavy, you do one attack that can knock people to the ground, and then another where you fall on top of people. And that's what we got right now.
That's handy. You know, any excuse to look at that shapely bum. Mm-hmm. And I'm good.
Also, we got a cat over here.
Raiden, why are you just practicing on the beach? We talked about this, Raiden.
But Boris... the invincibility frames in my attacks. I gotta check them out. You can also move around in blade mode.
Oh, that's handy.
You never have to use this ever, really. It's just there for the hell of it. Because normally, like, the right stick, unless you change the controls or something, right stick is the angle of your cut. Left stick just lets you move the camera around and, like, aim to left and right. But if you click down on the left stick and move it around, you get to walk around. Also, you can see this game deletes physics objects pretty fast. It's kind of what this game just has to do when you can make millions of physics objects at any moment.
After you cut them, you can't cut them again. They're already cut. What's the point?
But it won't do any good against a state-of-the-art cyborg like you, eh?
So that parry right there was the parry counter. And you can see it dizzies people when you hit them with it. But let's say if you take some damage, like in the prologue, like every dude dropped a health unit. That's not the case in the main game. Instead, you need to chop dudes in half, because cyborgs have self-repair units inside of them. So like, that red box, you chop through it, and then you tear their spine out and get the delicious cyborg Gatorade.
Yeah, you do. But let's see that from another angle.
Whoa! Every time you tear a spine out, it fully restores your health in blade mode. It sounds like it's really overpowered at first, but the problem is, like these dudes, at any moment you can cut them in half. Most enemies are not like this. These dudes are the weakest dudes in the game.
And they could still take you out if, like, you were fiddling and fumbling.
Yeah.
And...
Also, that button combination, that's to do execution moves. Lets you kill them, and also sets them up for a really easy move where you pull out their spine. And the move when you pull out the spine, that's the Zandatsu move.
Ah.
Zandatsu is like a made-up Japanese word that means cut and take. Also, parry counter has a huge range. You can stun all 3 guys. Also, if multiple spines are exposed, you can pull them all out.
That's the way to do it.
Getting extra spines doesn't do like extra healing or anything, it just gets you more points.
More points is good. They're really piling on the cutscenes, I gotta say.
At the beginning they do, but this, out of all the Metal Gear games, this one probably has the least amount of cutscenes. Like, total time is like an hour and 20 minutes compared to all the others that go to 3 or 4 hours. It's mostly the beginning and ending. In the middle, not so much.
You know how fast the tech's been spreading these last few years? That CNT muscle fiber packs the power of a jackhammer into every limb.
What enterprising soldier of fortune could resist? And cyborgs are still human. Real
thinking people.
And now they're dead.
Than your typical UAV strike.
I somehow burned that guy. I don't know how I did that.
Nations start playing Frankenstein with their troops, and the public goes nuts. PMCs, on the other hand, are off the ethical radar.
Also, question mark coffee cup.
Yeah, they still don't even count PMCs in official death tolls. With SOP out of the picture, private militaries needed a new edge on the market. We got it.
In a way, cyborgs are just SOP troops by another name. Only all muscled up and less predictable.
Also, less crazy cowboys with ghost arms.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a trade-off I'm willing to take.
It's a new age. No more of those crazy cowboys with ghost arms.
Right. Vending machines
Just robot
full
men.
of blood.
Easy there, Dracula. Like I said, they're still people.
People who terrorize and take innocent lives for money.
Also, I thirst for spines.
They started their fight when they took this job. I'm just the Reaper.
Of spines.
Damn,
Yeah.
it's a bit cold, right?
I'm trying to sound really cool. Is it working? I think that was really cool.
Anyway, his school.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. I'm cool.
Increase the peace.
Right.
I insisted I get this eye patch headband thing. Because I'm cool.
So now we're getting ranked by a whole bunch of things. Like, there's still time, there's still that bonus for getting no damage. But there's also BP, which is how much money you got during the fight. You can get extra money by, like, cutting them up more. Like, the more pieces you cut a dude into, the more money you get.
I noticed it looked like you were getting some piddly amounts of BP just for going into quick blade mode and chopping stuff.
Yep. Like, you can see on the right, when I'm just chopping stuff up, it's just, like, showing how many... Like, it tells you how many parts you've chopped things into and all that. That factors into how much money you get for killing an enemy.
But first, make your way through this building.
Also, you can get extra BP by cutting off certain parts of an enemy. Like, taking off a leg gets you 50 BP, a right arm.
Yeah.
And, like, Doctor was talking about, like, he needs left hands. Like, some enemies, their left hands are special. We'll see that later. But just chopping off a left hand gets you 100 BP.
Nice.
As opposed to the other parts that only get you 50. Also, the car is like one of the models in the game that just does not want to be cut. It's like too complicated or something. I mean, it is in 171 parts. Yeah, but even just cutting up these random objects, you get a little bit of money.
Now this all, I guess we should mention this part now, ever since we got to the beach, was the demo?
Yep.
Have they changed anything from the demo since the demo?
A little bit, yeah. You'll see.
Raiden, this is Boris. Give me your status.
Looks clear. No one in sight.
Good. Let's recap the route you will take.
Go forward.
As I
Stab
said,
the people.
The enemy's HQ is in the refinery along the coastline.
Maybe take a left.
Dostoyev has
Maybe
been
there'll be
spotted there
collectible.
using satellite photography. Also on site, Mistral, a desperado captain.
So I go through the city, cross the bridge into the old town, then head down to the rear of the refinery.
Still, I think they anticipate us. They will probably have a grand reception awaiting you at the old city. Do not let your guard down.
Even for cake, Raiden. Do not trust the cake.
Why?
It is not Stripper inside, it is Jetstream Sam!
Ah!
He's also Stripper, he has side job.
Wow, economy's tough these days. So those orange chests you can chop open to get items. Picked up a repair nano paste. Works just like rations in Metal Gear. If they're equipped and you run out of health, it automatically heals you.
Cool.
On the top left, you can see that little cross. It says how many nano pastes we've got.
Uh-huh. Are they flavorful? Are they at all delicious?
I don't know. It's just like a little disc, so I'm not exactly sure how they work.
It's either ingested or a topical applicant.
Yeah, I'm assuming the reason...
Like, it's the turtle wax of the future, basically.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it's like it just applies itself automatically, because like Ryan gets really hurt and it just like breaks a thing and then it just kind of leaks all over him and he's like, I'm good again!
No, but okay.
Also on top of the chandelier is another hard drive.
You know, I think I'd probably find that one. Because I'd be trying really hard to jump on the chandelier just to see if I could.
Yeah, and also cut in half.
Yes.
The temptation to cut a chandelier in half is just too high.
That is the first one I would have found if I was playing this game.
Yep, that was also the first one I found. And there's other things you can pick up from chests other than, like, healing items and all that. There's these cubes, and they're money cubes.
Well, yeah, that's why they're locked up. What are you thinking?
There are small, medium, and large cubes. Small are 300 BP, medium 500, and then there are two different versions of large, either 2,000 or 5,000 points. Gotta grab this nano paste. Also, if you can only carry 5 nano paste, but if you pick up extras, you get extra money.
You get BP, yeah.
Yeah, you get 100 for each extra thing you pick up. Also, stealth kills in this game.
Yes!
Check this one out.
Okay, I'm glad I did. Oh!
I love that he has to spin around 1,000 times in the air.
Look, there's no point in being a cyborg ninja if you can't have a little fun.
Alright.
Raiden, take that main thoroughfare. You can use augment mode to see where the enemy is located. Your body analyzes radar and IR data to construct your AR display. Some civilians are still in the city. That is not good.
Didn't they know about the cheap airfare?
It was really tempting.
I mean, there is this grand festival 2 nations away. They could be having great fun at the resort. These people. Why do they build their city below sea level? Why?
I don't know, Boris, but I've got a grenade. So that, like, color overlay you saw, that's AR mode. You just press up on the D-pad.
Blue is cuttable, and red is bad guy.
Yep, pretty much. Also highlights items you can pick up and stuff. Some collectibles, but there's some that won't be highlighted. Yeah, we just got grenades. They work like all grenades in all video games. Hold down L2 to aim, then you could R1 to throw it. But we don't want to throw it, because those guards are not aware of us. And when they're not aware, you can do really easy stealth kills, get lots of extra money. Also, there's that civilian down there, and we want to rescue him.
Well, yeah.
Off of the head!
Go for the left arm!
Yep, see, I got it. 100 points.
Nice.
Also, you just get 100 points if you just chop up the dude, like the whole dude, into enough pieces. You don't even have to aim for anything, just chop him up into enough pieces to get 100 points. So there is some mild stealth. It's entirely optional, you don't need to do it. You just want to do it like your first playthrough, because there's some times in this game where there'll be lots of hard enemies.
Uh-huh. And you'll want to thin them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, stealth is entirely optional. There's no real punishment for being caught, except with these civilians. If these 2 guys become aware of you, they'll kill the civilian. And that guy's on the edge. Got him.
Nice. Oh, You got him in the head.
Yeah.
He is scared to death, Raiden. Let him know he is safe.
Give him a pat on the back.
I mean, he did just see you eat that man's spine.
Thank you.
I would imagine you won't. Children, did I ever tell you the time the scary robot man ate spines?
Yes, Raiden. Хорошо. That's one less death.
And everybody's got reactions
Now,
whenever
on with the
you
mission.
save a civilian.
One less death. Also 2 extra.
In the nick
But
of
they were
time,
mean.
huh?
Think
They
there's
were
any
pointing
more
gun
of 'em
at
here,
man.
Kev?
Doubt it. It was all-out war over at the palace.
Very mean.
Once the evacuation order was issued, everyone should have fled to neighboring towns. Some of the cabinet were caught leaving
So most of the time when you just call people, like this is the only time I'm gonna call them for saving civilians, because this is the only time you get like unique conversations for it. All the other times it's just like, very good, Raiden, good, you saved a man.
If they're in a pinch, try and help
But
out.
this first time,
Just
there's
make
some
sure
stuff.
you don't hurt 'em.
Got it.
So what happens if you did chop up the man? If you were a man chopper?
Raiden.
Well, you can't actually, there's no friendly fire between you and the civilians, but
I'm, impressed,
if you attack them after they've been rescued, something happens. It's really hard to do with that guy because he runs away so fast.
The mission.
Like, he almost immediately gets behind an invisible wall, but... in a few updates, you will see what happens if you attack a civilian that you've rescued. So yeah, when you rescue civilians, you get extra money. For saving that guy, I got an extra 3,000.
Nice.
So it's worth to save them, but you don't have to. There aren't too many of
It's
them.
like picking up 35 health things.
Wow. And there's a medium here, and that's just 500 points. Not all civilians are worth the same amount. They're usually at least 1,000. I think 3,000 the max you'll ever see rescuing a civilian. You can also still save them even if you've been caught in an alert. You just have to make sure you draw those 2 guys with the guns
Let's
away
go over
from them.
everything we have on
Right.
Desperado.
Roger that. Let's see here.
So one weird thing about this game is because they had to like remake it
Registered in the U.S., Delaware.
so in like
Makes
2
sense.
years or less.
The US doesn't
There are
regulate
some
PMC
times
too
where
close.
there feels like there should be more cutscenes to explain a few more things, and they're still explained, but they're just kind of like stuffed in the codex here. Like in a normal Metal Gear game, they would have had like a 5-minute thing to talk about the bad guys more, but instead it's just in a codec here.
Funneling it all through the Caribbean must help with the money laundering.
So if there's anything super necessary, they'll probably just be crammed at the end of a
They've definitely been
video.
starting a lot of fires lately. They're a PMC in name only. What a name it is. Guess War Profiteers Incorporated was taken.
How are they a PMC in name only? People pay them to make wars.
On the road to peace.
It's a pretty scathing name, Kevin.
And walk off with all the cash that was earmarked for reconstruction. They also have ties to the drug trade, human trafficking.
Well, PMCs don't do
Sounds like a
that.
real
I
class act.
guess. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Confirmed 3 key captains in Desperado. Their code names are all wind-themed. The captain presiding over this coup is called Mistral.
And then there's Jetstream Sam, and then there's Farts
All 3
McGee.
got custom-made bodies. Collectively, they're known as the Winds of Destruction.
Where's the Farts McGee wind from?
What?
Down
They all
south.
have action figures too?
You're one to talk, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
A little below the equator.
Who told you?
Courtney. Now that sounds like an action figure.
I didn't choose it. Trust me.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I doubt the Winds of Destruction picked their names either. Different cultures use language differently, even ones with a decent command of English. As you can attest, Mr. LB.
Thanks, Kevin. Go away.
Let's talk to Courtney. She seems fun.
How we doing, Courtney?
You're
And
looking good on our end.
cleavagey.
GPS and
Yep.
audiovisual
That's a
is
little
coming in
un-
fine.
Just
Energy
one more
consumption?
button,
Check.
Courtney. Come on, this guy has a
Levels?
kid.
Check. Blood pressure,
Calm down.
brain waves, blood
Courtney,
sugar,
I'm married.
check,
Put
check,
those
check.
away.
Hope
Batman
I'm
is
monitoring
married.
you. I'd better sleep than if I was standing right next to you. Anyway, I'll be saving all your data automatically anytime something important happens in the field. But contact me anytime you want a manual save.
Copy that. Good to hear that hasn't changed with this new body.
Yep, the basic system's
Anytime I
exactly
change my
the same.
body, I get a completely new
So,
phone,
you
and it's
wanna save?
awkward, and I hate it.
And
I have to put in everyone's number again.
Simple, huh?
That's not cool.
You think my brain could remember this?
After Africa. That ambush was no joke.
Tell me about it. 3 armored vehicles should have been plenty for that job.
No vehicles. You needed no vehicles. You just needed one of those little baby papooses.
Where would an anti-Imani faction get the cash to hire cyborgs?
It just doesn't add up. Maybe there's some intel I missed. A lead I should have followed up on. Maybe if I reacted faster.
Maybe if I touched things on my iPad faster.
You can't think that way, Courtney.
I could have resource managed.
You did everything you could.
Is Ryan drunk?